Welcome. In front of me is a Motorola ThinkPhone 25, and today I will show you how you can go through the setup process of this device. So, when you boot it up for the very first time, you should be presented with the same screen that I can see on my end, which is the language selection page. So, click right here on the first option and select your desired language. In suggested, we already have English, but if you want, you can scroll down to actual English language, and then when you select it, it gives you the suggested regions right here. So we have things like Australia, Canada, India, United Kingdom, and US. Now, because this kind of defines the region, I believe, I'm going to select something that isn't UK or US, as the consumer rights in both of those places is, well, they're abhorrent, to say the least. One doesn't even have freedom of speech anymore, and the other one just doesn't have freedom of being a user. So, let's go with Canada. Still better than any other option. Moving on, we can select Start, and we can set it up using another device. So if you have a second phone, old phone to be more precise, you'll get a pop-up like this on it when you unlock it, allowing you to basically move over any kind of data that Google can hoover up to their cloud, and then it's going to get moved here. Now, don't be fooled by this. It's kind of moronic design for moving over the data. As for instance, applications don't get actually moved over from one phone to another. It's just the information that this phone should download a specific application from Play Store. That's kind of how it works, which is absolutely effing stupid. And obviously, all of this data is being hoovered up by Google, which means bye-bye to your privacy. Personally, I despise this, so I will say screw that. I'm going to move over every application manually if I have to, just so Google doesn't have this data, which I do kind of am aware how moronic that sounds because I'm literally using Android, which means that they already have this data, but not everything, so I like to keep it as private as possible. Moving on, we have connect to Wi-Fi network. If this is the first time you're setting up this device, you might need to connect to network, but I am uncertain. I don't remember if this was the case for me when I was setting it up. So just be aware of that sometimes you might need to connect to it. In any case, I'm going to be skipping it. And this asks me to insert my SIM card. Now, it asks me to insert a physical SIM card right here, which we have space for just one, but the phone supports two. It supports a second one as an eSIM. Now, to add an eSIM, you would need to be connected to network. Otherwise, you won't be able to do so. And it's not even showing up here, so just know that if it doesn't show up even after you connect to network, you can add an eSIM in the settings under network and connections. Now, by not inserting a SIM card, which means not having a mobile network and not connecting to Wi-Fi, it gets me this pop-up that I'm going to be setting up my device in offline mode, which will prevent me from being able to sign into Google account, restore apps and data, get software updates, and automatically set date and time. This absolutely means nothing because all of these options can be changed later on. It's just referring to the setup. Now here we have privacy and security. Now this is from a Motorola, just saying. And we have things like help improve Motorola products. Yeah, no, if you want data, you can pay for it like everyone else. Enhanced device support. Get customized support and recommendations for your device, aka get ads. No. Optimize battery usage. Now, I'm not sure why this is turned off. I will turn that on, as it basically tries to improve how long the battery lasts by learning how you use it. Now, again, I'm going to be learning it by using artificial intelligence. It's not really labeled right here as AI, I believe. But if you go into the settings and battery, it actually is labeled as AI in there. So obviously it's going to be gathering data on how you use your phone. Take it as you may. If you like your privacy, you might not want to use this. It's up to you. Completely understandable if you're kind of creeped out by this. Then we have some smart updates, automatically download and install security updates and bug fixes over Wi-Fi. Now we do want to point out this option. If we turn this off, you might be thinking it's a great thing to turn off now that Google has basically come out with their corporate overlord aspirations and basically tries to tell you how you're going to be using your own device by their rules. And if you don't like it, well, tough shit, you don't really have much of another option. So what I'm referring to specifically is the Android's or Google's lock on Android to prevent sideloading applications. Now they're claiming that this is done for security purposes because a lot of applications out there come with malware, just like their freaking store, but yet they do shit about that one. So I called load of bullshit there. So that's one thing. Number two, if they wanted to protect you from malware, I don't know, have we ever heard about things like antiviruses? Or is that just like a thing of the past as an imaginary concept that no one else remembers? Because that would have been a better option without removing your personal, like, the way you can use the device, restricting you, while still solving a problem. But let's be honest, Google isn't here trying to protect you. They're trying to protect their bottom ass so they can eat my ass. That's basically my perspective on this. And I do want to point out, this option, which I was kind of getting to, means absolutely shit. So if you turn that off, it supposedly states that this device wouldn't be getting fixes over Wi-Fi, security updates, and other things. That's bullshit. Because when Google decides to implement this, it's not going to be asking you for your permission. It's just going to be loaded when you have internet connection without your permission or knowledge. So just be very wary of that. And it's not something that you can possibly stop unless you literally turn off the Google OTA updates as a service that is running deep in the system. You can actually delete it. But by doing so, you wouldn't be getting actual security updates, which means your device might be open to actual like threats of being hacked in the future. Again, to be fair, I think I prefer that option over not being able to control my device the way I want it, which kind of defeats the purpose of this feature if it's designed the way Google intends it to be, like security. If I prefer to be less secure and maintain features, then it's not really a feature now, is it? So just know that this basically will not affect that, even though technically it's implying that it does affect things like bug fixes and install security updates and so on. It won't affect that. Anyway, let's move on to the next page, which is the date and time. Now, this will not show up if you chose to connect to any kind of network, either Wi-Fi or mobile data. I didn't, so hence why it's showing up here. Next, we have Google Services, location scanning and sending user and diagnostic data. It's Google. Let's be honest. These options mean absolutely F all. You can turn all of them off and Google will still know exactly what you're doing when you're scratching your ass and when you're not home or whatever. Location, it's not just being able to be gathered through GPS and, for instance, Wi-Fi, like it's claiming here. It can also be gathered through Bluetooth devices or that other devices can spot, through cell towers, and through several different methods that aren't listed or mentioned here. So it's kind of not lying, but just obfuscating the truth, which in turn is kind of lying. So just know that these options mean absolutely shit. And if they did, then when criminals go with their phones and put them in airplane mode, turn every toggle off, they're still being found. Now this shouldn't be possible if these options actually did what they supposedly claim they do. So ignore this, know that it literally means absolutely nothing. Next we have the set a PIN option. By default it opts into a 4 to 6 digit PIN, but you can click right here under screen lock security options and choose pattern or password as well. So obviously maybe not as well, but one of those. So choose whichever one you want. I'm actually gonna leave this device unprotected, but I do not recommend you do that. It's your phone. It usually holds personal information like your personal photos, contacts, your bank account applications with everything signed in. So it's best you protect your phone so this data isn't out there for anyone to grab when they find your device when you have lost it or when it subsequently gets stolen. So put a password on it, protect your device. Like, maybe not the same kind of idea here, but don't be a fool, protect your tool, let's put it this way. So yeah, I'll be skipping this. I'm not going to be using this device, so it really doesn't matter. Now, if you chose to select a screen lock of any sort, you will be also able to add a fingerprint sensor or fingerprint as a way to unlock your device on top of that. But if you don't have any screen lock, physical one, you can't. Next, we have stay in touch. So just basically Motorola pestering you about your email so they can send you spam. Not now. Are you sure? Yeah, I said not now. I said not now. How many times? No, piss off. You can see that they are very adamant on you providing that information. Next, we have navigation style. So we have gestures and we have buttons. Obviously, I'm going to select gestures. Themes, or basically mode, light, dark mode, or transition. Transition basically switches from light to dark mode based on time of day. It's a great option if you like both of these options at the same time in a way. So during the daytime, you prefer light mode, during the nighttime, dark mode, then select this one. I will keep it in light mode. And we're basically finished. I'm going to swipe up. And here is our home screen with the device fully set up. So, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.